Hey guys, I'm Adam, and this is my wife Kelly, and we have been bored out of our minds sitting around the house all day, every day, so we've decided to create a new YouTube channel called Quarantine. This show will be basically about topics that are on our minds lately, things that we feel like talking about with you guys, and just stuff that interests us in general. Once again, this is my wife, Kelly.
Hello.
We've been married for, this year will be our 18th year? 18th year. Been together for, it'll be our 21st year being together. This summer. So very excited about that. If I'm going to be quarantined with somebody, I'd rather it be her than, say, some monster in a swamp. I don't know.
Oh, wow, I'm compared to a monster in a swamp. That's awesome.
Well, you're better than. This is what I'm trying to tell you, is that you're better than that. So, Kelly, what you got in the glass there?
I am drinking a vodka martini, straight up extra dry.
Nice. Very nice. Well, I have a glass of whiskey. It's actually Old Camp Peach Pecan Whiskey. And it is absolutely delicious. I'm drinking it on the rocks, and it's delicious. In fact, I'll try some right now.
So, for those of you who know us well, you know that Adam loves to go into a rage. A lot of people call it road rage, but we call it Adam rage. And so we thought that a good topic for our first show would be things that make Adam rage. So
I do have a lot of things that make me angry.
We came up with a list. Well, I helped Adam come up with a list, and I feel like his rage will take up most of the show. I have a couple things, but Adam has a whole list of things, even things that didn't make it onto his list that he had discussed when he was in an Adam rage a couple nights ago. So if we have time, we'll get to some of those. Otherwise, it could be a whole other episode.
Oh, absolutely. There'll be an Adam rage part 2. Don't worry about that.
So we'll let Adam start with things that anger him, and then maybe he'll give me a chance to speak every now and then.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, first of all, the first thing that came to mind when I got angry was this year, watching the Oscars, watching all the award shows this year. Something that I've noticed that happens pretty much every year. I think it's only happened a couple of times where this hasn't come up. But why aren't horror movies nominated for awards? There's good horror movies out there. There's horror movies that I would rather watch more than
some of the Oscar-nominated movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy a good comedy or even a good rom-com to enjoy with the wife here, but they all get nominated and the horror movies get snubbed. In fact, there's several horror movies that I liked this year that was better than my biggest pet peeve of the year as far as movie award ceremonies go, and that is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I did not enjoy that movie.
I did not either.
I thought it was boring. Yes. I thought it lacked any kind of substance whatsoever. I have no idea why everybody thought it was such an amazing movie. I just didn't like it.
I agree.
And
although it was 2.5 hours of Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, so that was a bonus for me.
That was a bonus for her, not so much me. But at the same time, I will compile a list, maybe I'll throw it down in the comments underneath this page, of movies, horror movies, that I felt were better movies this year than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Also, because I have to do this once a week, I do all of our grocery shopping. So I go to the grocery store.
However, I must warrant a comment here.
Absolutely.
Because Adam does do the grocery shopping for the family. This is true. And this is why. Because Adam is off on Fridays.
That is correct.
He is off on Saturdays. He works Sunday through Thursday.
That is correct.
Therefore, on Friday, he is home with no kids. It's just him and the dog.
Correct.
So of course he should go and do the grocery shopping.
Absolutely, but that's not what my pet peeve is.
I know, but I just wanted people to know that this is why you do it, so that they're not like, oh my gosh, what a horrible wife you have. She won't even grocery shop? No, that is not it at all. I grocery shop in the summer
She
when I'm
does.
off.
Absolutely, she does. And we actually have a very cool app that we have that's on both of our phones that allows us to share a grocery list with each other. And it's all digital on the phone. And I have since separated everything by the aisle that each item is in, which it really saves time on grocery shopping. I can be in and out with about $300 worth of groceries in about 20 minutes. I love it. It makes it quick, easy, painless for me, especially when I go early in the morning on Fridays. Kids are in school, nobody's there, I'm in and out, super fast.
And the app is called Our Groceries for those of you who want to
Correct.
try it out. It's amazing.
It absolutely is. The problem I run into is when I get to the grocery store. If you're at the grocery store, you saw my eyes roll back in my head because this
He's
is...
going into Adam
There it
range.
goes. If you're at the grocery store and you are trying to look at something on a shelf, please do not park your grocery cart on one side of the aisle and then stand in front of your grocery cart to look at what you're trying to pick out on the other side of the aisle, blocking the entire aisle. That does not let anybody through. That gets me very, very angry, and I have to skip a couple of rows and come back to that one because it can get pretty rough. Also, if you're gonna go into the express lane with the 14 items or less, you better have 14 items or less, because if you run in there with 15 items, you best believe I'm gonna be angry at you.
But a case of pop is not 24 items, right?
That is correct. As long as it's contained in one thing and it's scanned as one thing, it is one thing.
Gotcha.
And then the biggest thing that has come to light lately, once again, I said we use this app and I've separated everything by the aisle. Why does a grocery store have to rearrange the entire grocery store?
Like every year?
Like once a year, absolute once a year. And I have had to redo the aisles and where our groceries are in the aisles at least 5 times since we've got this app. It drives me crazy, especially when I haven't moved everything to where it's supposed to be, and I get 4 or 5 rows over it, and I'm like, this is the row that the pasta's supposed to be in. And you look back, and 3 rows back is where the pasta was, and you just, yar! And you have to go all the way back 2 or 3 more aisles over to get your pasta. That also is something that makes me angry. Lately, my biggest thing that has made me angry is where's the sports?
Marble races.
Marble races is what we have been reduced to as far as sports go. If you haven't checked them out on YouTube, please do so. It is a wonderful thing to watch. They have Marble Olympics called Marble Olympics. They have just started a new racing marble circuit called, instead of Formula One, it's called Marbula One. There's no sports. This is what I'm reduced to.
Watching
I have to
marbles
watch marble races.
Rolling through the sand.
Rolling through the sand,
Yeah.
rolling on plastic tracks.
Yeah.
Please bring back sports as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm with you.
For my final thing today, I'm going to go with well done steaks. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Buy beef jerky. Don't order your steak well done. Just go buy beef jerky. That's there. I'm finished. I'm good. I yield the floor to you for the rest of this episode.
Oh,
So,
look, I
please.
get a little bit of time, but there is
You
one
sure
thing
do.
that I still want to talk about that's on your list that we didn't talk about because we could both talk about it.
Okay.
But when we were discussing what we wanted to talk about that we both didn't like, it was for me, and I can't remember what we were watching, something on TV, and it reminded me of it. But when women come up to you and you're pregnant and they touch your belly without asking, and they just right away, oh,
What a cute
how
baby.
are you? And when are you due? No, don't touch me. I have a person growing inside of me. Get your hands off of me. Yes, that would annoy the
Absolutely.
crap out of me.
Is the baby kicking yet? Can I feel it? Well, you've already got your hands on my belly. So.
I know, so you'll know. You'll be the first one with your hands on my belly.
And if the baby doesn't kick you, she will.
That's absolutely right. I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that anymore. I'll never have to deal with that again, but that was one of my biggest pet peeves.
Absolutely.
In my whole 40-some years of being alive was people touching my belly without asking.
Correct.
If you ask, that's fine. If I'm up for it that day, great. Go ahead. You can feel the baby here's the butt, here's the head, here's a foot. I don't care. But when you just come up and grab my belly, that's just like sexual harassment. You don't come up and just grab somebody's breasts and say, hey, are you milking today? So why do you get to come up and grab my belly and be like, hey, is the baby kicking? I don't see you grabbing my colon saying, hey, you got anything in there today? What'd you have for lunch? No.
Try to shake something loose. I mean,
what the heck? I don't understand it. So we started this new exercise program because we don't want to get fatter during the quarantine.
That is correct, yes.
And we found it on Pinterest, and so we turned our basement into a gym with the treadmill and the mats and the weights and the
A very
ghetto
low budget gym.
which
Absolutely.
is fine because the gym is closed, so
Absolutely.
we can't go to the gym. And
One quick thing, I also found out that I have become heavy enough that I can't even run on the treadmill because it will not go under my weight. So, kind of made me like a little more ready to attack this new exercise program with a little more vigor.
Yeah. So I couldn't walk all last week because it's a lot of leg exercises, a lot of quads.
A lot of abs.
Oh my gosh, and so we hate it.
Yeah, we do.
We hate it.
It's
something
awful.
we hate right now.
I don't like it at all.
We're still doing it though, and this is why we can have our quarantinis because we're working out still.
Now, I don't know if we've worked out enough to burn off the calories that are in there, but we burned off some of them.
True.
We definitely burnt off some of them.
This is a true story. So one of the things that another thing that I wanted to talk about was how parents will email me, call me, class dojo me when their kids get in trouble for not doing their homework and ask me to keep them in for recess. Now, I have a question. Why do you want to punish me for your kid not doing homework? You know that when the kids go to recess, I don't have to be with them. That's my time. And when you ask me to stay in with them, I'm losing out on my time. I'm not the one who didn't do my homework. Your kid's the one who didn't do their homework. So you should stay in for recess with them. It's not my fault they didn't do it, it's yours.
Absolutely. Same thing happens when we're at the house, and if the kids are making me angry, I tell them, no video games, no electronics for the rest of the weekend. And she says, oh, no. You're not doing that to me. You go to work on Sundays. You're not going to leave me alone with these kids with no electronics. You figure out something else. I've learned my lesson on that.
Yeah.
So, parents, listen to the teacher right here.
Exactly. Don't punish the teachers. Punish
Absolutely.
the kids. Okay. So, how much time do we have left, Adam?
We're pretty much out of time.
Okay, great. Well, then we would like to thank you for watching Quarantined today. And hopefully,
like and subscribe to our channel.
Hopefully, we will have a couple more episodes here before we get unquarantined. And I can go back to my other show, 2+2 show. Debbie?
Like and subscribe that one as well.
Missing you, girl. All right, guys. Thanks
Cheers.
for watching.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Thanks for watching.